A change of the governance structure at the City Hall only awaits the gazettement of the amended Kampala Capital City Authority Act. The city leaders differ slightly on when exactly the law comes into force. The Minister for Kampala Affairs, Betty Kamya, says the scheduled Monday sitting for the councillors cannot take place.
It is now an act, and since it doesn't have provisional or transitional provisions, then it begins immediately. Once we have put and I've already instructed the executive director to start on the process of implementing this law.
The Lord Mayor, Erias Lukwago, argues that nothing bars the council from meeting.
In that law, there is no provision for the commencement date in the text, meaning that actually it will come into force on the day it is put in the Gazette, it is published in the Gazette. As we talk right now, I challenge Madame Betty Kamya to show you a Gazette where this amendment has been published.
Nonetheless, both parties welcome the amendments, which creates an executive committee from among the councillors. The committee is vested with the powers to generate business for the council. The law also allows for the creation of a speaker and deputy speaker.
But as far as executive functions, day-to-day management of the affairs of the city, policy formulation, budgeting, and what not, that is now a prerogative of the Lord Mayor and his executive. So these are things which should be understood and comprehended by Betty Kamya.
The amendment of the law is in part intended to bring an end to political squabbles at the City Hall. The provisions are meant to streamline administration, in part by stating who the political head of the capital is.
Lord Mayor is not part of the approval. He will just be presenting it to council for debate and approval. And maybe the next one is the ceremonial roles of receiving guests, and but then the Lord Mayor will now be responsible to the council and to the minister.
The veto powers of the minister, which are susceptible to abuse, and indeed she has really abused those powers flagrantly, with reckless abandon rather. She has abused Section 79 of the KCSA Act.
The bill for the amendment of the Kampala Capital City Authority Act was started in 2015, with proposals like doing away with the adult suffrage for the job of the Lord Mayor, meaning the official would be elected from among the council representatives. Jackson Onyango, NTV.